welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Alexandra and this is Alexandra with Crochet. I love crocheting and I opened this channel to share my crochet journey, and if you like everything crochet related, please consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on what's coming up, which is right now a Christmas market. So this video is intended to be something like market prepping, organizing for the market, and the outcomes of the market and my impressions. So first I want to show you what I've got for the market in terms of display and things I just found that will help my booth a little bit. My budget is really low, so these things I bought them in a store similar to how do you call those $1 stores or so, like very affordable prices for little display things that are okay quality, you know, nothing super fancy. So I was just really looking into that to find nice things to display at a very budget price. This is my first market. This is just the beginning of a hobby business, so I don't have a budget to invest in big displays or things like that. Just to tell you, I managed to get a table, those that fold, and a chair in a second-hand shop where I volunteer for a very little price. And then I got several other things in these stores that I'm telling you about. So yeah, it's just building from very small, little by little. So I will show you. I'm so excited. So the setting now is on the floor, so I have more space to show you the things. Those lights in the back are so cool. It's just because I'm next to my Christmas tree, and today is a very sunny day, and the light is coming in through the window and it's reflecting on the ornaments, and it's just reflecting on the wall, and it's looking beautiful, I think. So I will take advantage of that lighting to show you some things. So first I have this wooden table. I was thinking to put here my crocheted trees, like if it's like a little forest. This cost me €5. I bought it in Germany. I'm in Switzerland, but some things we get in Germany a bit cheaper, or I cannot find here close to me these $1 stores, sort of. I found them in Germany, so that's why we get some things over there. So that I have two of those stands. Then I have, of course, my lights. I have more upstairs, I think 2 more. I need to buy a few more for my glowing trees, which if you saw some of my shorts, I hope I'm able to launch my tutorial of that glowing tree soon. But it's absolutely beautiful. The tutorial is a full tutorial. It's taking me forever because I need the downloading of videos and uploading in Canva are taking forever. There are a lot of videos, short ones, so it just takes a long time. I don't have an SD, I don't even know what it's called, to just plug and transfer. No, I have to download everything. So for the pricing, what I'm going to do is I have this box. I'll show you. Oh look, yes, I have this the gold string. And I almost forgot, I also bought a picture frame in the second-hand shop, where I'm going to print out like some information about myself, my socials, who am I in German, everything, just to display it like this, and so people just can read and engage with me, because of course I've been not living not so long here, and then there will be a lot of people that won't know me, and maybe they would be a bit shy to approach me or ask me questions, thinking I don't speak German, which is kind of true. When I speak a little bit German, I can get by into a very simple conversation, and that's okay, and that's enough for this market. But some people may think I don't speak German, or maybe, I don't know, then that I won't understand them, and then maybe that would help open a little bit the conversation with them, no? And look, now that I brought this box, I saw I had more things. I have also these baskets. Each one was 155 euros. No, just to put ornaments inside. And then I also have these little baskets. They are from IKEA or IKEA, I don't know how to call them. I have to take all of this out. They were also quite cheap. There's no price here, but they were also quite cheap, and just to have somewhere to put things, or I can maybe put them on the side like this, no, like little houses. I will have to figure that out. Okay, so I'm going to get everything a little bit organized, and a blanket and everything to just put the things, and then we're going to price them, and then I'm going to put them in these Ziploc bags where we write the price, so I don't forget what I intended to sell it for. And then what I need to do is go into the computer, and I want to create some price shields. I'm not going to be able to price each and every item because they are very small, they're ornaments. Maybe just the big ones are not even. I may put some printed and laminated cards with a price of each group of things, and then I will use the boxes to like put, for example, here all the items that cost 5 francs, that one that costs 8, and so on. So yeah, so I think that would be a bit easier for me also to be able to price and not take forever to price each individual item, because I have a lot of tiny things, lots. So I will show you right now also what I've got, and of course all the prices that I'm going to place, that I'm going to show you, is according to where I live, what I've been looking in other markets, what the costs are. It depends also the value of handmade things in each country, you know, the price of materials in each country. Also taking into account that nobody knows me, it's my first market, so just expect prices that are not so high. I'm trying to price fair but not so expensive, just so that people try my crochet items and see how they like them, and then come back maybe to order me more, and maybe next year I can price it up a little bit more fairly to me. No? But for now I think it's okay to have like an introduction price, just to test the waters and see what it works, right? So I'll come back in a minute. Okay guys, so what I did is I threw a duvet on top of the sofa to show you what I've got. This is what I managed to crochet since when? Almost beginning of October until now, 1 week before the market. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but there's lots of little items over here. So I already kind of grouped them by price, so I'll show you what my prices might be, possibly will be. So I have these little snowflakes. These I'm going to price for only 2 francs. This is like just an item if somebody wants to come and just take one little thing. There's one little thing. Those take nothing to make, like 10 minutes or under, and it's just one color. Then I have the 3 franc tier. Those are stars and angels. I just managed to make 4 angels. Maybe I will try to make like 2 more before the market, in yellow maybe, or lilac, violet, or something like this. Those also take me like 15 minutes, and so they will be 3 francs, and maybe I will do like a 2 for 5 or something like this. And then I have the next tier. This one is 5 francs, and I will do like 2 for 8 or something like that. These are coasters, snowflake coasters. These are also snowflakes, but they are a bit bigger and it's full of puff stitches. It just takes longer to make because of the puffs. These have the color change and the star added. This is a granny square tree, also with the color change and hiding strings and sewing, no, the square. And then this little leaf, holly leaf, that just with the different colors and attachments just takes a little bit longer. So those will be 5. Then I have the gingerbread cookies. I have an A. I intended to do an alphabet, but then my husband said maybe that would be too much work and not work. So let's see if the A sells. If it sells, then I will do an alphabet for next year. And then I have different little things. These are going to be priced at 6 or 2 for 10. I still need to do some sort of applique here, like this one, but most of them are done. And then I have the next year, which is the biggest one. I was thinking to sell them at 7 and maybe do like a 2 for 12 or something like that. Those are a bit more elaborate, with color change, with embellishments, with special yarn. The bells have a bell, and they just are more detailed work. Even though they are small, there are so many stitches inside them. Then I have this tier, which is the 8 franc tier. I made these cups. I saw them from Repeat Crafter Me, and I just adapted the pattern to the height and how big I wanted them to be. So those are going to be 8. The flower, even though it looks like very simple, this flower just takes a lot of stitches in the leaves and the petals, and you know, it's very detailed work, and then you have to join them together. So I think it's worth more than the 7 franc tier, my opinion. And then just a little bit bigger items, no? This bubble is the size of my hand, and it has the polyfill and everything. And then we have these 3 cups. I'm going to sell them for 10 francs each. I don't think I can sell them for less because it's just a lot of detail. The bubbles, the stitches, they have a lot of details. Then this row will be 12. The angels, I was debating them on putting them on 10 or not, or maybe what I want to do, because they took a little bit. The thing is that then the wings are done separately, and then I have to sew them, and there are a lot of instructions to follow to do them. Easy instructions, but it takes some time, so I don't know. Maybe I will put this here in 10, because they are kind of the same size. And then the Santa, I'm going to put them here in this tier, and these are like special bubbles plus the same flower, but I made a pot to just have it standing there, and those should be 15. Yeah, 15. Yeah, 15. They take a lot of work. And then coming here are my glowing trees. These will come with a little lamp. Wait a second. Okay, and here is my glowing trees. They're all more or less the same size. Oh, this one ended up a little bit shorter, maybe because of my tension, because it's actually the same amount of rows. I don't know, or not. Maybe it was a little bit smaller. Let me check. But the glowing trees, I'm thinking of selling them for 20 francs with a light. It glows really nice. And then I have this little one that at first I showed it in the roundup video, that I didn't like at first. But once I put the star is from Little Crochet Farm, like it's the best star I've ever done, and super easy. It looks super nice, and it glows also super nice. So this one is going to be 25, just because I stitched a lot of chains here around the rounds. So that was quite a lot of work. And then my priciest items will be this tree, which is made of chenille kind of yarn, and embellishments. It's it's not hollow, it's filled with polyfill. And then this one that I just haven't finished making it, also it took me a long time to make, but it's beautiful. And I made a little trunk that you open and you can put candy inside and hide it, or put a light inside and then hide it. I still need to crochet the star and put it on top, but it's almost ready. Those, I think I'm going to sell them for maybe 28. I don't want to reach the 30. It just seems like a very big whole number for my little market, so maybe 28 to keep it low. But those are things that if it doesn't sell, I would just keep them as decoration. They are so beautiful. So this is what I've got. What do you think? I know some things I'm underpricing, some things I don't know. I'm very much underpricing a lot, but it's my first market here in another country, a very foreign country to me. So I just need to learn how much they're willing to pay, how much interest does it get, and then I will adjust prices in the next market. It's okay. Let's see how much I manage also to do until next weekend. Yeah, and that's my Christmas tree right there. So that's what I've got until now. I'm going to put them in bags. I think I will revisit. There's a glowing tree that it just turned out a little bit smaller. I don't know if it's because of the yarn type. I thought I made it the same. Otherwise, I can put the little one on the 15 tier, and so maybe somebody has like a cheaper option to buy a cheaper glowing tree because it's smaller. And I want to do a couple of more things before next weekend. It seems like you have so much time until next weekend, but as a stay-at-home mom, I don't have much time to crochet, just in the evenings, and sometimes I'm super tired. And I also work on the side as a freelance, analyzing data information in marketing. So when I get projects, and everything's a little bit on hold, because of course that's the order of kind of priorities right now. So yeah, that's what I've got. So next video that you are going to see, I'm going to try to take pictures on a little video of the stand of the day of the market, and then I will let you know how it went and my impressions and what sold the most and those fun stuff. Okay, so if you liked it until now, please don't forget to subscribe, and this video will continue probably once I'm in the market or after the market. So it's 8:30 in the morning. We're going to the marketplace. I'm going to try to take some pictures or videos of the setup, and then I will tell you all about the results. So good luck to me. I am super nervous, but excited. Ja, super. So it's been a few days since the market. Today is Thursday. The market was on Saturday, but I'm just able right now to have some time to record this video. As I told you before, I only record these videos when my little son is in his playgroup or with his dad or anything like that, and sometimes I have to wait a little bit to be able to record. But here I am to do the market recap of Saturday markets. So first I want to tell you a little bit about this market. I did it before in the videos, but just in case you didn't see them, this market is a Christmas market done in a little town in Switzerland, in the German side of Switzerland. It's in a very little town, but it's a very beautiful market. I went last year to check it out as a visitor, and I really loved it, and I had it in mind the whole year to participate. The cost to participate was only 10 francs, which is super cheap, to be outside. If you wanted to be inside, it was 25, but it was still a very reasonable fee to pay. And I imagine it's due that it's in a very small town outside the city, no? So the fee was very low. I was outside. It was a cool day, like it is in winter here. The day started a little bit rainy, and I was really scared because I didn't have a tent. I know, as I told you in the videos before, I couldn't manage to get a tent until the day of the market because it's out of season for some reason, and they were not available when we went to the store, or I wanted to get one second hand and I didn't find one. Because we are doing this market, of course, in a very low budget market, because it's my first one. I don't do this as a big business. It's just the start of a hobby business, so I'm starting with very, very little budget, just the necessary things. So I was really nervous that it would rain. It did start drizzling and I started to panic, and my wonderful husband said, no, you cannot do this like this. I will drive straight away and look for the tent, and he found one. He didn't find any fancy tent. He just found one, very simple one. Like, I'm sure if there was a strong wind, it would just blow it away. But but for like a normal conditions, it was fine and it was not so expensive. So he brought it. He put it together, and you know, here's a picture. I will put a picture here of how it looked with my market stand, and that really saved me. Even though it stopped raining and then the sun came out in the afternoon and it was a beautiful day in the afternoon, it still was good to have a tent when you're outside, because it just protects you from the elements, either sun, rain, drizzle, or whatever, and it just gives you also a better look to your stand. So well, we invested on that, and we already have it for the next markets for next year, so I'm super happy about that. Beside that tent, as you can see from the picture, I had a little table, very little table, that I also bought secondhand, a foldable chair that I also got secondhand, but it was not enough space, so my husband had to also rush back home to get a carton box, and I just covered it with a cloth or anything that we could find. Thankfully, he brought a black one, so it looks like not so improvised, and I used it to put more things. And I also brought our little coffee table, literally from the living room, to just make it stand out more, because I did realize that the table was too small. I thought I was bringing very few things, but I guess I crocheted quite a lot in 2 months, thank God. And yeah, and that's the way it looked. I also brought price shields, which I think those are really important. Especially was really important for me when nobody knows me and maybe they don't want to approach to ask, and they could just go by and just look, and then if it catches their attention, they can come and ask, which is what it happened. I also brought a frame with a little bit about me and my social media there, which was also very useful because, you know, as I told you before, I'm in a German-speaking country and I'm just learning German. I can handle a conversation in German, I understand, but also we have to take into account that I live in Switzerland, so here you speak the dialect in Swiss German, which is a bit different from German, High German. Now I understand it too, because I do a lot of activities with my son, which involve hearing and being in contact with the language, the dialect, no? And I've come to start to understand it, but of course I cannot speak it. I can speak only High German and a few words in Swiss German. So I thought it was really important to put a frame with my information, a little bit about me, where I come from, how long I've been doing this, why I've been doing this, just very small summary. And that really also helped to open up conversations with people. The things that I brought were mainly Christmas decorations, ornaments, a lot of ornaments, but those could also be used as keychains or as decoration for a present or as part of a present. I also brought my glowing trees, which I hope the tutorial has come out already, because I've been working really hard on that for the last weeks. It's just I've never done a tutorial before. This is my first one, and it took me a long time to edit it, like a long time. I have to figure things out to make it more efficient for me. But yeah, I mean, I understand how long it takes now to do a video tutorial, but I'm very happy that hopefully it already launched, if not soon, before Christmas for sure. But those I brought, and I also brought things I crocheted in summer that I meant to take to the second-hand market, like the flea market, where also handmade crafts are brought, but I didn't bring because of bad weather. It didn't take place. So I decided to bring those things too, which were more summery accessory things, not Christmas related, and to fill the table a little bit more, and to show also the range of things that I can do. So what's sold? Well, I brought a total around 1,000 francs worth of inventory, which I cannot believe I managed to do that much. And I sold around a fourth of it, yeah, in money. But in units, I sold around a third of the total, which I don't have the number now, but I sold around a third, because those were the majority of things I sold were the little things, and those things cost less. And also I did some sort of promotions or sales to catch people's attention. Like, for example, some of them cost, some ornaments cost 6 francs each, but if you would take 2, then I would just leave it for 10. And that really helped, because that people said like, okay, then I'll take another one to make it, to round it out to 10 or something like that, no? So that really helped, I think, for the first time to catch people's attention. And that's why money-wise, maybe the percentage of what I managed to sell in money is less than in physical items, but it's okay. I'm really happy with the result, because at least it covered the investment I did with the tent, with layout things, with I also bought all the things that I showed you before, and those, I mean, will stay for next markets also. So it's like kind of an investment, and I feel like I cover at least my investment, and I won by learning so much of the experience, and just gaining confidence on just doing it with more confidence next year, and what to do and what not to do, where to invest my time. So I think it was a very successful market. And next I want to tell you which products were the ones that sold the most and caught the people's attentions. And I will try to put a picture here of the ones that I have to show you, and maybe that would help you also on your market, or maybe to decide what to crochet or what to give away as a present, or for your next market, or for next year, maybe to save it for next year's market. Okay, all right. So the things, I think the ones that caught most attention were the gingerbread crochet cookies. Those caught a lot of attention. So I brought a classic gingerbread man, a star, a heart, and a tree. I wanted to do more things. I wanted to do candy cane, gingerbread. I brought also a gingerbread house, and I wanted to do other things, but I didn't have time, and I didn't know how much I would invest on doing those, because I was looking all over the place for patterns, applique patterns, and then doing 2 and putting them together and doing it in the color of Lebkuchen of gingerbread, that's how it's called in German. And then I would do the embroidery also later. So it was quite a lot of work to do. But now that, for example, now that I know which patterns to use for those, I just do it. But researching was what took me most of the time. So those caught a lot of attention, especially the gingerbread man, the classic thing. People loved it. They wanted to take them all, but I only had 3. So that was good. And the heart gingerbread, those caught a lot of attention with smaller kids. Like if a family came, the kid would straight away see the heart, the girls especially. So those also would be a good recommendation. They were really pretty fast and easy and beautiful. So those, so gingerbread ornaments. The second thing that I saw, I remember it sold the most, were the 5 francs items that were the snowflake from Crochet, which I also personally love. It's beautiful. Those almost, I ran out almost of them. I brought 5 and I think I sold 4, or almost all of them. And then the flat tree with a star, I will put it here. I love that one too. That also sold a lot. Then I also sold a few smaller snowflakes from Stitch by Faye. Those are really fast and easy to do. I brought them for 2 francs. And those were meant to be for people or maybe kids that have a coin and want to get something because they think it's beautiful, and it worked just like that. Then what I sold were the buckets that I did. I did 4 buckets and half of them sold. The snowman and the Santa bucket sold. Those are also super cute. And then something that really caught the attention of everybody and sold were the glowing trees. I sold 2 big glowing trees, one pink and one classic, one white. And then I also made a smaller version for cheaper, like a 10 franc smaller one, that sold also immediately. And then I also sold the plushy tree, the one that I did with plush yarn, which is very cozy and soft, that also sold. So anything tree related really was a success. So gingerbread, tree related, snowflakes, those sold really fast. And then what I sold, also the Santa hats. I made Santa hats, they sold, but they sold mostly the ones that had like a little embellishment or something, not the classic plain one, those not. Then what I sold, they sold an applique of Santa Claus that I made it into an ornament, like a flat one. This one I made literally the night before just to try something new, because I had a Santa, but it was like a more expensive one, but I wanted to do a Santa that was cheaper, accessible to have, like an option, and that sold too. So thank God I did it. Okay, so to wrap it up, some fun facts about the market. In front of me there was another crocheter, like, well, in the market there were a lot of crocheters and knitters, but there was one amigurumi crocheter in front of me that I remember her from last year because I saw her work, and she just focuses on plushies mainly. So I was not worried because I was focusing on decoration and ornaments, and those were 2 different things, so it was okay. But I saw that she was just, they put me, actually, she was in the same place as last year, but they put me in front of her. That at first it made me nervous a little bit, but actually it worked in my favor because all the kids were drawn to that table, and then they would just hop to my side to see to all the cute Christmassy stuff, which also they were happy to see. And yeah, I mean, she brought plushies, she brought poppers, these Christmas tree poppers, pop it, like fidgety toys, which were very popular also. I saw it. And yeah, she did also very well, but totally different area, right? I didn't want to do plushies because I told you in the last time that here in Europe, toys should have a certification, mostly in Europe. Switzerland is not part of Europe, I think, I guess. So it acts independently, but it follows the same rules. So eventually, like, what if things change next year and suddenly I need to have that certification and I'm positioned in plushies? It's just too much of a risk and work. And right now, I prefer to focus on my thing, on decorations, and I love doing decor. So I will stay doing plushies for my son. It's for him to enjoy, and I will do decorations to sell, and that's the way it is. So that's why I don't dabble in that. But it's not that I don't like to do plushies. If you've seen my channel, I also do a lot of plushies for my son, but I just keep it for a family. On non-related Christmas items, I also sold some non-related Christmas items, which I was surprised. So that's something to keep in mind for next year, to bring like separate, like a gift section, not Christmas related. So I sold my sunflower plant, and then I sold my hanging plant, the one with hearts, which was also the only item I sold in the flea market, handmade market that happens in the city. And I made another one and it sold. So that one, it was really popular. People love it. And then I sold 2 scrunchies that I did with velvet yarn. Yeah, those were the items non-Christmassy that sold. So that was I was pleasantly surprised. And yeah, and then I sold just little small random items here and there. And yeah, it was it was really fun. But that's what I kept most in mind: the trees, gingerbread, snowflake, non-Christmassy items. The plants got a lot of attention. And I'm going to do more because I love making plants. So I think I'm going to start like drawing my niche into plants, because I just find it so relaxing to crochet a plant. I don't know why, but people love it also. All in all, it was a beautiful market. My son was super happy. My husband was super proud of seeing me there. He helped me a lot, and that just made me super emotional. I'm getting a little bit emotional too, because I worked so hard the last 2 months. I was so scared. I didn't know if I would understand people at all, but I did. Sometimes not so much, but I just asked what they meant, and they just told me slowly. I got a lot of compliments of my work. People that maybe didn't buy anything, they did say they loved the things that I did, and that just made me feel really nice. It was the first time that I made so many things and brought so many things, like more officially showing my stuff, and that was really difficult. I didn't eat almost the whole day. A friend of mine that lives close to me brought me food and coffee, and I'm super thankful. Why my husband not? Because he had to take care of my son, and my son didn't want to leave the playground area and the place. He didn't want to leave, so he couldn't just go and get me something. It was really tough. So I'm really happy and thankful for my friends that came. Almost all of my friends came to see my stand and support me, and I'm super truly thankful for that. It raised my spirits. It motivated me to do it again, to just keep going forward, because in this type of handmade craft activity, no, I don't want to call it a business, because I mean, for a business, I'm too far away from that. I'm just doing taking my hobby slowly to the next level. But I think it's really hard, no, to do everything on your own. And I had a lot of support for friends and family. And thank you so much. If you're watching this video, I don't know, but thank you so much. And those who were not able to come, they wrote to me and sent me so many good vibes. And yeah, and the aftermath, I just want to say that the next day I felt like a truck just went over me, ran over me. It was so hard because the temperatures were really low the whole day, and I was mostly standing. Even if I had a chair, I was still standing quite a lot, from 9 in the morning until like 6 or 7. At the end of the day, my husband stayed to put everything away, and I took my son home to do bedtime and things like this, just because I'm very small. I'm a very small person. I'm very small. I'm very short. Small, I don't think so, but short, surely. And I cannot reach the top of the tent. So he had to undo everything. And yeah, and also my son needed me after the whole day of not being with him. So I was happy to go back home first and doing the same old every evening. And then yeah, my husband came home, and then we checked how much we managed to sell and all the things, just to have all the documents, because I took also some it's like a paper I forgot the word in English, in all the languages. It just erased from my mind, but it's like a little book, where like a bookkeeper book, a book. I don't know, it's just a little book where you write what you sell, no? And I just checked it out to make sure that I wrote down everything before I forget. It slips my mind, and then it was it. So thank you for being here. If you want to support my channel, a like and a subscribe does a lot to start growing this channel and to continue doing videos similar to this one. What's coming next? Christmas. So I think there's a lot of things coming up next, but I just have to decide what to do first. Yeah, I need to do some crocheting for Christmas. There's other patterns I want to try, Christmassy patterns that I didn't have time to do because they required more time and I needed to do small fast things. So maybe I will do a little blog about what I've been crocheting until Christmas, extra just to be able to have like also like a little library of patterns that I've tried and what I think about them. Yeah, so more is coming. I don't know in what order. I will guess I will see you the next time. Ciao ciao.